Hi, I'm Amy Polvado, and I'm the founder and CEO of Facilimax. Facilimax is a real estate technology company. It's a building, data, information modeling, and AI platform. I created it to solve a problem because I was a real estate owner and developer for 21 years, and nobody was solving this problem. And so I said, okay, fine, I will. I created this platform to help owners be more efficient and optimize their operations. Before I was in construction and real estate, I was in manufacturing environments. I worked in semiconductor manufacturing. I worked for IBM and Applied Materials. I got into construction and real estate, and everybody's like, it's the Wild Wild West. Nobody knows where anything is. It's not optimized at all. And they were losing money like crazy, but it didn't really matter because they didn't have to be efficient. You could make money and it was no problem, but it bugged me because you could make so much more money if you would just optimize and figure out a way to not lose so much. So along the journey of being an owner and an investor and developer, I just said, okay, someone's got to do this. This does not make any sense. We could be go so further faster if we just kept track of our building data. You're actually operating blind. In the effort to solve that one little question, we created this really, really big platform that now keeps track of a ton of data, from the building itself to the energy use and the water consumption. We keep track of it all so that people can truly diagnose issues. I started, after I graduated from Purdue, I went into manufacturing environments. That whole manufacturing mindset of understanding where every nut and bolt and supply chain management and inventory control that kind of ruled my life for 5 years. I get into construction and real estate and it was not there. It used to bug me forever that we were so inefficient and operations were so inefficient. It was a common problem throughout my 21-year career in commercial real estate. And so finally, when nobody else was fixing it, I said, okay, I'll fix it. We created this building data and information modeling platform that helps owners kind of optimize their operations. This is what we did. I grew up on the border of Texas. I grew up in McAllen. When I graduated from high school, I ended up at Purdue because I was an athlete and I was playing volleyball. I think I tell everybody, I think I was on the longest journey to figure out what my major was going to be. I took every class. I tried everything. I was an English major for a while, and then I was this and I was that. And I took 2 computer science classes, and I'm surprised I passed. I mean, it was horrible. I didn't understand. I was so confused. Didn't understand the professor. It was bad. My degree ended up being in organizational leadership, partly because my stepdad at the time was a vice president of HR, and I thought, that's great. I think I can do that. That's kind of my journey. I haven't really done a whole lot in tech, and not until I started my tech company, I hadn't really done a whole lot at all. Right after I got out of school, I worked at IBM. And I had met some really cool people at IBM. And my CTO today is from that. I was like, look, I've been in real estate and construction. I don't know the first thing about starting a tech company. I don't know how to run one. I don't know who to find. How do I get the developers? Where do I go? What do I do? I had to go find my development team. I had to go figure out how much it was going to cost me, narrow down the scope, and really talk through about, okay, how are we solving this problem? How are we going to address it? And what are we going to do? So I had a friend who was also a real estate investor that came from IT. And he said, you probably need this team. Let me introduce you to this team. And they became my development team. But it was really, truly me figuring it out. And thank goodness I'm an entrepreneur, because that's kind of what we do. We just figure it out. Our product's still under development. I mean, we just launched and now have customers, but we're doing phase 2 of development. We're implementing AI now, and it's all the same process of me trying to figure out who's the best component, who's the best person I need to bring on. I always look for people who think differently than I do. I always value candor. Somebody who's willing to tell me stuff, not because I want to hear it, but because I need to hear it. I love those people. When I was a real estate developer, I started embracing more and more technology, even on not so much on the real estate operational side, but just in general on how we communicate. I had a very large team at that point, and we were embracing all sorts of new technologies. I was always that person who was like, hey, let's try this. Hey, can we improve this process? Hey, can we do this? And technology usually was leading the way there. So any sort of continuous improvement or anything that we were trying to do, it was always technology led. And so if we were trying to find a better way to do project management, it was a technology solution. I can't code. I can't program to save my life. And so you have to have somebody who can. So either you have a co-founder that's going to help you and who's going to code it, or you're going to have to outsource it like I did. You need to have other people kind of look at it and give you stuff. So that was the biggest lesson learned for sure. Yeah. Tech has broadened my network of people, really broadened kind of my horizons of what's possible in the world. I would say leverage your network, find other founders, and hopefully they're female founders so they can kind of help you. Know your customer really well. If you know who your customer is and what your customer really, really needs, then the technology will follow. Go know your customer, go know them inside and out before you even spend a dime on development. And then that would be the best start for sure.